Greetings, everyone. Born on May 2nd, 1974 in Berlin, Germany, Mr. Philip Nelles has spent his entire professional life with Continental AG. He earned his degree in industrial engineering and management at the Technical University of Berlin, Germany between 1994 and 2000, and also attended a dual diploma program in business administration in Paris, France. He joined ContiTech Fluid Technology Division as a trainee in 2000 and has over the years risen to now become a member of the Continental Executive Board and CEO of ContiTech Group Sector. Philip, welcome to Mobility Outlook. It's a pleasure to have you on our show today.
Thank you very much. Great to be with you.
Philip, I wish to start with some of the most critical subjects currently world over. That is of sustainability and carbon neutrality. And I want you to talk about ContiTech's vision around these areas.
Thanks for the question. It's a great question, and sustainability is in the company as an overarching topic now for quite a while, and we have since a quite long time, some years ago, as a sector, ContiTech, as part of Continental Group, defined our ambition. The ambition was back then defined as we want to be, as group, complete value chain, carbon neutral, latest 2050. In the meantime, since we announced that, we have put a lot of work in data transparency, in exact calculations of CO2 footprints, etc., have broken down, so to say, that overarching ambition into 4 specific goal areas, and they have been defined now also on the timeline. Goal number 1 would be carbon neutrality. That really means for 100% carbon neutral own value chain. That is green operations, for example. We have initiated projects on plant level investments, etc., prepared to be 2040 carbon neutral in our operations. Number 2 would be emission-free mobility and industry. That accounts to also scope 3, that is including our customers' footprint, where we closely work together with customers now, finding out, and so we clearly strive for 100% clean emission-free mobility, so passenger car vehicles, transportation, where we are in automotive, but also in our industries. Here, for example, we made totally transparent during last Bauma, the world's biggest construction machine fair in Munich, end of last year. We shared our transparency on energy consumption of conveying belts, which are there for bulk material transportation. And here we offer a energy label now in the meantime, getting up to 20% CO2 efficiency as we speak right now to offer that to the market. So one step clearly into the direction for emission-free mobility. And number 3 would be circular economy. So really working hard on design to recycling, because we truly believe the future world will not be carbon neutral just based on biomaterials. It is a combination of bio and recycling, so circular economy. So here also we are moving forward. And last but not least, it's the responsible value chain. So we have a clear internal project running, making sure that based on legislation, for sure, you might have heard of German due diligence law, for example, but also European Union and North America, country-wise regulations. So the responsible value chain is part as goal number 4 from our for our overall sustainability performance. And it's not a tough question, to be honest, to feedback to you. It's equally change for opportunity we see, because customers are asking for it, and we see it is a requirement. It is a task which we take because of regulation, but also we take it because of responsibility and because we believe, being a company, a technology company, there's great technology to offer in terms of using sustainability also as a business opportunity. Right.
Now, when you talk about the future, Philip, considering the transformation that we see in the mobility area, from electrified vehicles to autonomous to digitalization coming in, what is your vision for the future?
Speaking for ContiTech now, I would like to focus on ContiTech. The vision clearly is to offer material-driven solutions, to be the first choice for material-driven solutions with our and for our customers, That means that it all circles around us being a provider of composing a product, a solution that works in the marketplace for our customers based on our material expertise. And that is around rubber. We are 150 years plus in that rubber business, but we are also serving in combination, but also using and utilizing thermoplastics and metals, combining these materials depending on customer requirements and to make things work. And therefore, that's a clear vision for ContiTech, the first choice for our customers with material-driven solutions.
Okay. When you talk of material-driven solutions, Philip, what are some of the most exciting, let's say, innovations that one could expect coming out of ContiTech in the years to come? If you can give us some perspective around the blue sky research around materials in the coming years.
Yeah, sure. Would like to do. So you know that we are working, and that's a nice link to India as well. We are working in the field of surface solutions. So we offer surface solutions, artificial leather upholstery solutions for vehicles. And we cover seatings, indoor panels, but we also cover in the home environment, exterior and interior decoration surfaces. And here we have a very clear roadmap, and our vision is to increase the share of recycled raw material or bio-based raw material or both into surfaces, even increasing the performance of these in connection to color codes, in connection to haptic experiences, in terms of integrating functions. So that's our vision, using an existing background experience for lots of decades and years, maybe 150 years, but sometimes making sure we lead into the future, defining new materials. And that's something we do also in connection with the investment in Pune, by the way, where we ramped up a production for artificial leather, exactly providing these services to the market. And it equally goes to thermoplastics, so lightweight components. You need a mix depending on the requirements that are multiple and very various. You need a combination of materials. So what we are also looking into is battery cooling systems, which we work on for various customers in the field of battery cooling for battery electric vehicles. This is something we work on, and long term, especially relevant for heavy duty transportation, but also the value chain around hydrogen. So really the future value chain of hydrogen being an alternative source, renewable source. If it's green and green hydrogen, this is something we believe in with material competence, where we can fulfill future requirements. That's something to give you 2-3 ideas what we mean with material-driven solutions.
Right. So if I understand this correctly, Philip, the future for material solutions will comprise both of bio-based solutions as well as maybe synthetic artificial materials as well.
100%. So scientific research clearly indicates that in terms of the timeline for how fast we actually need to realize carbon neutrality, so the decarbonization, it is to me also looking into the scientific research totally clear. It must be a combination of recycled materials, so really getting into circular economy, reusing materials, components, and also developing solutions where we take bio-based materials that we can bring into, and a combination of both then brings us up to percentage points where we can say we are really truly moving the needle in terms of having a sustainable product at the end of the day. And for sure, we will not jump from 0 to 100% in a short time period. But if we look at our ambition to realize the decarbonization latest 2050, we will see a lot before, but this will gradually move up, and that's the way to go.
Okay. Interesting, Philip. You did talk about hydrogen that will come up in the future. Now, when you look at the future energy mix in the mobility domain, how does the ContiTech's work in that area? If you could give us a perspective on that as well.
Yeah, sure. So the transformation from combustion engine powertrain direction to new electric vehicles, let's call them like that, with various potential technologies for that solution. That path globally has been started and is moving forward as we speak, with increasing dynamics coming from various major markets, mainly Europe and China in this case, as the single biggest automotive market. So the shares on the passenger vehicle side will increase for sure. Most of the major car manufacturers have clear ambitions to increase their share with battery electric vehicles. And here, as said, we are mainly focusing on future projects around battery cooling systems, thermal systems, solutions in general as well too. And on the other hand, we see for hydrogen clearly being a source for either direct combustion or generating power via fuel cell. This is something we see and we work on, especially on the fluid side, to convey, so to say, to connect components supporting the construction of fuel cell engines. This is what we see coming in the heavy transportation, long distance, long haul transportation. And that is the mix of technology that I personally, but also we at ContiTech see. So passenger car, mainly direction battery electric vehicles over time with increasing shares, and on the commercial vehicle. And that includes off-highway, by the way, including construction machines and agriculture mainly, but also intralogistic transportation. Here I would see a very realistic scenario that hydrogen and so fuel cell and battery are both being relevant, with the majority of hydrogen being in the long distance, long haul, heavy duty transportation.
All right. Now, when we look at the current geopolitical situations, Philip, we're talking about the war on Ukraine, or you're talking about supply side constraints, the slowdown of various markets, be it in North America, be it in China. Now, how do you look at this impacting your business globally? And if you could also talk about the kind of opportunities that the Indian market could see.
Yes, for sure. So you are totally right. The impact from the pandemic times, plus the semiconductor shortages overall, namely in the automotive, but also now hitting different industrial business fields, definitely led to, in a lot of regions, namely Europe, to a strong cost increase, which we face on the energy side and the material side. Here we are in multiple levels and areas in discussions with our customers about pricing. So therefore, that's something we see, especially in Europe, less dramatic, less significant in Asia and in North America. However, in EMEA, definitely this cost inflation definitely brought inflation in general, rising interest costs, so a slowdown in economy. So therefore, European markets, even though not really moving downwards, so show a softening overall in volumes. And we are looking into 2023 with a rather conservative volume growth, rather stabilization. However, North America and Asia being more robust in terms of potential growth. Altogether, this means that we have multiple challenges on the one hand side, but also great opportunities to get close to our customers. And with our new vision, we definitely work customer-centric in terms of being close with our customers in the region. And that brings me to India. So looking into India, overall, India showing a GDP of around 6% plus last year, and also projected, as far as I know, for this year. It seems to be coming out of the overall poly crisis, so the multiple crises we have seen, rather robust. So strong investments in infrastructure and also other growth businesses in India match pretty nicely with some of what we at ContiTech target to do. So we see a good potential in India moving forward. We have invested in Pune in the plant and inaugurated that plant earlier last year. We're ramping up the plant. Capacity is there. So on the other hand, in the industrial arena, in the non-automotive area, especially for construction infrastructure, bulk material transportation, but also industrial technical distribution components, as well as in the new areas of mobility, looking into e-scooters, for example. We do see opportunities here in India. So definitely a growth direction we're planning and targeting for ContiTech in India.
Very interesting, Philip. I must ask you this question about the future opportunities and the kind of synergies that can be possibly brought in for automotive, aviation, maritime, railways, and ContiTech's work around all these areas. What are the kind of opportunities that you see here?
Yeah, number one is that the opportunity is to go direction multi-product offering. So we see a lot of customers where we have initial contacts via a certain product line, and we have the clear interest of these customers, not only in terms of broader products and offers, but also in terms of sustainability, in terms of digitalization, lots of services around. And services is generally something we have expanded as well in the recent years to offer preventive maintenance, but also other types of monitoring systems. And this is something we see as the opportunity also in India, focusing on specific business fields, and that's what we're intending to do.
Okay. One final question, Philip. When we look at the future again, what is your approach going to be considering the future business models or the re-strategizing that you might have to do considering all that is happening around the world?
Yeah, the overarching clear message is that we intend to strengthen our industry portfolio and setup because we see overproportional growth with the businesses we are in and the, let's say, macro trends that we have just discussed. On the other hand, we will selectively clearly focus on automotive investments in ContiTech because we see selected areas where we definitely see growth potential, but we also see the transformation in automotive. So therefore, automotive with a focus on selected future-proof investments, and last but not least, mentioning surface solutions. And this is our area, a strong pillar of ContiTech, where we have a dedicated, very specific position where we see surfaces all around us, where we, with our solutions, can provide a great growth opportunity, not only in India, but globally, which is the new setup of ContiTech, strengthening industry and focusing on future-proof in automotive.
Sorry, I have to have one more question, follow-up question. Since you mentioned surface, Philip, what are some of those other areas that are going to be in focus for ContiTech that's going to drive business for you?
So within industry, we see growth fields that are clearly direction of highway, so agriculture and construction. We clearly see energy management, so the change from fossil energy sources into the hydrogen value chain, for example.
Right.
And see construction and home, so from, let's say, bulk material transportation, making infrastructure projects feasible, realizing the growth, and decoration of home environment, interior, exterior. These are the growth fields industry that will really push over proportional profitable growth for ContiTech, and that's something we will focus on and push forward in the future.
Thank you so much, Philip, for talking to us. Truly appreciate you taking time.
Thanks for the interview. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.